Now that we've done our warm-up, now I'm going to go through the dagger posta. If you do not have a dagger at home, part of the purpose of the isolation drills, to encourage people to train with what they have. So if you have a hammer, you can use it as a training dagger just by gripping it down near the dagger head and then being able to use your dagger strikes and follow along with this video. So first of all, we're going to look at the dagger posta. So from Fury of the Various Getty manuscript, he shows 5. We talk about a 6th. So the first 3, we take the dagger and either put it down or put it in our belt, because the first 3 posta do not use dagger. First one that Fury of the Very mentions is tutto porta da ferro, or full iron gate. Then the next one that Fury of the Very mentions in his Getty manuscript is tutto porta da ferro doppia. And so you have the right hand grabbing the left wrist, because the left hand blocks and then the right hand will do other things. The third one that Fury of the Very shows without a dagger is tutto porta da ferro doppia incrociata. So full iron gate, doubled and crossed. You'll notice the hands are not grabbing the wrist like in doppia, they're overlapping each other. To me, this is reminiscent of what we use for the 4th and the 9th remedy masters, where you have the hands overlapped, except in this case we have the wrists overlapped. Then the next posta that we train is the dagger in the right hand, tutto porta da ferro come dagger, so full iron gate with dagger. This is the one that isn't explicitly shown in the manuscript. Then we have tutto porta da ferro doppia, so this is come dagger, so this is full iron gate doubled with dagger. Now in the manuscript he specifically shows the hand grabbing the dagger with the dagger point forward. So that's how we should train it. And then the next one that Fury of the Very shows has the dagger turned over, so in an ice pick grip, if you will, with the thumb of the left hand, with the left hand underneath the right. So we have tutto porta da ferro doppia incrociata come dagger, full iron gate doubled and crossed with dagger. Now this one is shorter than this one, and both of them are shorter than if you don't have a dagger at all and you just come out with a Mandrita defense. And Fury of the Very says that, paraphrasing, the doubled postas are stronger in armor, and the non-doubled postas, iron gate with dagger and iron gate without dagger, are better outside of armor. And the interpretation we have on that is that you need to have stronger posta in armor, even though they're a little bit shorter, which you don't need to worry about incidental contact as much in armor. And you need longer posta out of armor, because even an incidental contact when you don't have armor could kill you. Moving on. Now we've talked about the posta. We're specifically today going to be looking at the doubled posta with dagger, which is used in the 6th and 8th remedy master, and the doubled and crossed, which is used in the 7th remedy master. But before we do that, we're going to take the dagger, we're going to put it in our belt, and for completeness we're going to do 5 defenses against Mandrita, Reversi, Fendente, Satani, and then we'll do the 2nd remedy master, so the Incrociata, and we'll do Doppia. And that'll take us through to the material that I want to focus on tonight. So continuing our warm-up essentially, first of all we're going to imagine a Mandrita coming at us, an attack from the right. We're in iron gate, and our left hand is going to come up, while our right hand comes up, stepping into it with an increasing step, and then back. And this is a strike. We're striking at the wrist, and then we're going to grab and punch and do other things. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And since I said 5 more, I've lost track, so let's move on to the next one. So now we're going to do our Reversi dagger defense. So someone is coming at us with a backhand blow. We're going to go from iron gate to frontale, specifically having our right hand going to their wrist, Now left hand going to their elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to do our defense against fendente. So we're going to have start out in iron gate. We're going to take our hands up to frontale with the right hand over the left hand to block the downward blow. So, left foot forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to assume that they're coming at us with a satani from below. So in Guelph, as soon as we see them start low and to change their grip to a low grip, we go up high to frontale. We're going to descend down, peeking our butt out as we step out off line to come down onto that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Now we're going to look at how to use double de encruzada. So the second remedy master of Dagger. Let's specifically use a mandrita as an example. And then after that, after we've done 5 of that, we'll do 5 against fendente, 5 against reversi, and then we'll go over to doppia. So we have we're waiting in doppia encruzada. I assume we're in armor, they're in armor, they have a dagger. For some reason we do not have any weapons, or else we'd be defending with them. And they come in, and we come up to acquire that. And we have to really reach because we want to try to defend moving to the side. So we're acquiring and moving, and then the right hand's going to come to the wrist, the left hand under the elbow, suppress, and then do other things. And again. 1, and back. 2, and back. 3. Now I'm adding the punch in lieu of doing a key or a lock or a throw. I'll demonstrate those after. 4, 5. So, as promised, I'll demonstrate the key or the lock. So, as we're waiting in doppia encruzada and a mandrita comes in, we can come up and block and turn it so we get to the outside. We can suppress the elbow, or we could go to the inside. I could have the wrist, my right hand, and I could come in for a lower key. That's one option instead of a strike. I could also come up, block and turn. My right hand could come off to the wrist. I could pull the wrist, and I could come in behind the elbow for a lock down to the ground. Another option that I would have to convert from this would be to block, turn, grab their wrist, and the left hand could go straight through their face in a third play of wrestling. I would want to pull back on their left wrist at this time. So those are 3 options that I have not put into the class today. I just wanted to show that as a couple of examples. Next, we're going to do this defense from fendente, and then from reversi, and then we'll move on to doppia. And it's harder, this is more review for advanced students and scholars. It's harder for new recruits to visualize what we're doing here because we don't have a partner yet. But regardless, even if you just follow along the actions without knowing explicitly what we're doing, you'll be going through the motions, getting some exercise in isolation. So, from doppia encruzada, against a mandrita, coming up to block, turn, push the elbow, and strike. So the only thing that changes the line of the initial attack. We can come straight up and then turn, and then push the elbow and strike. 2 more. Block, turn, push, strike. Last one. Block, turn, push, strike. And it goes without saying, you could do a lower key, you could do a lock, you could do a face push throw on that action as well. Now let's do this defense against a reversal, so a backhand. Daniel, it looks like you've logged in twice. Mark, will you need to kick the extra login that Daniel has there? So for people that are watching the video here, I'm recording the training video, so we're doing this in real time. And I'm just recording what you can see, which is me. So we've got two things going on: the video of the live session. And if you're not aware of how to participate in the live Zoom sessions, send me a Facebook message. Okay, so now let's do this against reversi. So we're going to start encrasada doppia. Well, encrasada. So crossed. We're imagining a backhand dagger blow coming in. We're going out to get it. We're turning, pushing the elbow, striking. Let's do that 5 times. Acquire the target, push the elbow, strike. Where the strike is a substitute for any other follow-on action. Key, lock, throw. 2 more. 1, 2, 3. Last one. Good. Okay. Now, could we do this low? Sure, we could do this against a Satani. From the Guelph side of things, we would not wait low. If somebody is low, we would come up high, so we would not wait an encruzada. But yes, if somebody went low in the Guelph tradition, we would start high, and then we could double the wrist down. Now, I would be inclined to go straight to our 9th Remedy Master play if we had something like this. However, this is something we could do, so let's practice it. 5 times. 1. Push the elbow. Strike. 2. Push the elbow. Strike. 3. Push the elbow. Strike. I'm aiming for the throat and or jaw. Well, throat, upper chest on the strike. 4. 5. 6. Good. Now let's move on to encruzada Porta de Ferro encruzada doppia. So doubled. So we're going to be waiting right hand on the left wrist. And if they're coming up with a mandrita, so from the right, we're going to have to really reach out to get it because this is an inherently short posta. So we have to extend out, turn. The right hand is going to go onto their left wrist. The left hand is going to push their elbow. And then we can strike. Let's do that 5 times. Starting in doppia. Coming out to get their tack, turning. Elbow, strike. Back. Lock, turn, push, strike. Block, turn, push, strike. 3 more. Block, turn, push, strike. 2 more. Block, turn, push, strike. Last one. Block, and push, strike. Let's do the same thing against Fendente. Only thing changes is the line. It's a little bit safer. We can step off the line easier. So against a downward Fendente blow. 3 more. Last one. Now the same thing against reversi. So a backhand attack. This will be the easiest to block against. Cross, hand on the wrist, hand on the elbow, strike. 2 more. Last one. Now, could we use Doppia against the Satani attack? I don't. Technically, could you? It does say in the text you can use this against attacks above and below. Why do I not like using it against low attacks? A couple of reasons. One, here in Guelph, we start high if they start low and descend. 2, it's an inherently short defense. Somebody's coming towards my crotch, I can't reach that without bending over. So this is utterly useless as far as I'm concerned in trying to keep me safe. Even if they're coming at the upper chest, I have to really get into that. So I'm going to avoid that. Moving on. What have we done? We've done strikes, posta, and we've looked at incrostada and doppia. Now we're going to pick up a weapon. So, grab your dagger. We're going to start with doppia. So, tutto porta de ferro doppia cum dagger. So the dagger's in the right hand, and the tip is your left hand with the thumb, the left thumb, and the right thumb pointing to each other. So we're going to wait, and as a mandrita comes in, we're going to go out to reach it, and we're aiming right for the wrist. So we're coming under it, and turning, getting the left hand off to push the elbow, and then striking, ideally, under the right armpit. Let's do that 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Now let's do it against mandrita. So they have a descending attack. We're going to come underneath it. We're stepping to the left with an increasing left foot step, with the left foot forward. Again, aiming right at the wrist. So, attacker coming in here, our defense is coming right into here. Right? And visualize that you have the edge of the dagger going right into that wrist. Somebody coming in and striking into that is going to be doing themselves some harm. So there's a pain compliance aspect. 1, turn, push the elbow, strike the armpit. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Now we're going to defend against reversi, so coming from a backhand blow. So increasing left foot step, coming out to get it, turning, pushing the elbow, under the armpit. Specifically the front armpit is the one I'm going after, the right armpit. Why the armpit, you may ask? Because in armor, armpit, hips, back of the knees, inside of the elbows, throat, these are all potentially vulnerable spot depending on their armor. 3, 4, 5. Good. Now, that's 6th Remedy Master, doubled against highline attacks. The next is 7th Remedy Master, where we take the point into an ice pick, and then we have thumbs away from each other. So the first one was thumbs together, that's 6th and 8th Remedy Master, right, doppia. The next one, thumbs are pointing away from each other, and the arms are crossed with the right arm over the left arm. And now we have tutto porta de ferro, doppia incrostada, right? So against a mandrita, coming at it from our right, we're going to reach out, collect it, right under the wrist, turn, our left hand comes off to push the elbow, and suppress down, and we're going to strike beside the head. I would go with the reversi coming into the side, but you could do a mandrito as well. Up, turn, suppress, strike. And the reason why I would do a reversey is because I'm pushing him across, and that reversey is farthest away from his other hand if he was trying to fish. 5 more. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. In that case, I got tied up on my chainmail. 5. Do the same thing against Fendente. So, doppia incrociata, double and crossed. We're going to step to the left, come straight up. If I don't get caught up on my chainmail again, push the elbow, strike, and then back. So I'm blocking and then I'm doing a reversey strike. Block, push the elbow, strike. Let's do 3 more. Block, push, strike. Block, push, strike. Last one. Block, block, push, strike. Good. Now it seems I have a couple of rings on here with protruding rivets, pin rivets, that I'm going to have to take care of because they tend to catch. Regardless, let's do the same thing against reversey. We're going to be starting doppia incrociata. We're going to be coming against the backhand line, increasing left foot off the line as we come in, push the elbow, and reversing, and then back. Block, push, strike, double, and back. Block, push, strike, double, and back. Block, push, strike, double, and back. Last one. Block, push, strike, double, and back. Now, like I mentioned before, we could try to use this against lower attacks. The 7th Remedy Master specifically only shows the upper attacks. If we were trying to defend low, just like I was talking about with doppia incrociata, you would have to really get down there in order to try to block a satani across, push the elbow, and strike. I'm not comfortable with that. If I was here and I had to block, that would be a reach. I'd really want to get out of the way. I'd really want to change the distance, change the space in order to do that. That's another reason why I prefer to use doubled instead of doubled and crossed, just because I can use it much more easily, higher and lower. So, let's go back. We're going to take the dagger and put it in our belt or off to the side for a second. Just going to take a look at the video here for a minute. So I'm taking a video of myself, not of you.